John 3:22 through 36 says this: After this, Jesus and his disciples went into the Judean countryside, and he remained there with them and was baptizing. John also was baptizing at Aenon near Salem because water was plentiful there. The people were coming and being baptized, for John had not yet been put in prison. Now a discussion arose between some of John's disciples and a Jew over purification. And they came to John and said to him, Rabbi, he who was with you across the Jordan, to whom you bore witness, look, he is baptizing, and all are going to him. John answered, A person cannot receive one thing unless it is given to him from heaven. You yourselves bear me witness that I said I am not the Christ, but I have been sent before him. The one who has the bride is the bridegroom, the friend of the bridegroom, who stands and hears him, rejoices greatly at the bridegroom's voice. Therefore this joy of mine is now complete. He must increase, but I must decrease. He who comes from above is above all, and he who is of the earth belongs to the earth and speaks in an earthly way. He who comes from heaven is above all. He bears witness to what he has seen and heard, yet no one receives his testimony. Whoever receives his testimony sets his seal to this, that God is true. For he whom God has sent utters the words of God, for he gives the Spirit without measure. The Father loves the Son and has given him all things into his hand. Whoever believes in the Son has eternal life, but whoever does not obey the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of God remains on him. What we learn from this chapter is how John the Baptist was humble and an example for us to follow. When John the Baptist learned Jesus was growing in popularity, John the Baptist responded and said, I must decrease and he must increase. Meaning, let my name, let my popularity be forgotten and let Jesus' fame continue. Jesus gives an analogy and says he's like the friend of the groom. When they get married, the friend gets so joyful just seeing his friend accomplish his purpose. John the Baptist is simply happy to see Jesus fulfill his purpose. And that's what makes him joyful. He explains that Jesus came from heaven and he speaks in a heavenly way, not an earthly way. If anyone receives the testimony of Jesus, he sets his seal to this, that God is true, meaning if anyone receives Jesus, they're proving with their lives that God is true. For Jesus is the one who gives the Spirit without measure. The Father loves the Son and has given him all things into his hand, meaning that Jesus has all the authority of the Father with him. What John the Baptist is doing is he's exalting and he's glorifying God, and that's what's keeping him humble. If we want to stay humble in our lives, we need to exalt and glorify and praise the name of God and not have our name be remembered. The more we connect to Christ, the more humble we'll be because we'll be under him instead of trying to put ourselves over him. Lastly, he closes with a gospel message. He says, whoever believes in the Son has eternal life, but whoever does not believe shall not see life, but the wrath of God remains on him. If you accept Christ, you're saved. If you reject Christ, you're going to experience God's wrath in hell.